just an ordinary day, and we were going out to have a cup of coffee at the door, and I noticed something unusual on Ronnie's head, which was a softish sort of a lump on the crown of his head. We immediately went to see a doctor, and he referred us to a neurologist.
We had a CT scan, and then they were concerned that the results weren't looking very good.
So we had to have an MRI done, and then the MRI revealed that there was a malformation between the arteries and the veins. That means it was crossed, and so there was leakage of blood.
He explained what was the AV malformation, which is the arterial venous malformation. He said that this condition is very common in children, and it's a very fatal condition. And he said that Ronnie's fistula, which is the reservoir that was collecting the blood, is quite a large one. So he didn't really give us any hope. He said it was a very complicated operation, which the results could be, they actually gave us the worst case scenario.
Yeah, after they've done that test, the next day I was sitting at home and I switched on the TV, and I've got the God channels, and immediately the scripture came up from Philippians 4 verse 6. In that scripture, the word says, "Do not be anxious about anything. Present your requests unto God with prayer and thanksgiving, and His peace would be upon you." And 4 days later, in the mail, I get a card from a very good friend of ours, and when we opened the card, that same scripture was in the card. So same week after we got the results, that week, I actually took one of my daily passengers. Besides my secular employment, I also owned a taxi, and I was taking one of my passengers to the airport. So when I picked him up this morning, he asked me, "Ronnie, how you are?" And I said, "I'm okay." And then he said, "No, you don't sound good." And I told him what happened. And he happened to be a Christian, and he told me, "Look, Ronnie, sometimes the Lord does not heal you. He will take you through the process and show you who He is and what He can do."
There's a lady at his work who had a vision on her way from work to home, and when she went home, she went on her knees, and she wrote down and she drew exactly what God showed her. And what God showed her was He gave her scriptures, and He gave her a river, and in the river there was lots of boulders, and alongside the river was people, and the people that were alongside the river was interpreted as everyone that supported us and carried us in prayer. And Ronnie in the river on a boat with Jesus right on the top of the hill. He was going through the stream, and it was a long, hard river that we had to go up.
That Monday morning, we go to the hospital, and the doctor prepare me, and they take me downstairs, and the doctor comes out, and once again he gives us his worst case scenario, what may happen, and he walks away. So the orderly is wheeling me to the operating theatre, and next to the orderly was walking the anaesthetist was walking next to the orderly, and I'm sharing with the anaesthetist and telling him about the scripture that was given to me 18 months ago, and how it was confirmed with the card and what happened the night before. And the anaesthetist tells the orderly to slow down because he's got goosebumps. Because that morning before he came to work, he opened his Bible, and that's the scripture he read from Philippians 4 verse 6.
It's been a very long and hard road. In that 20 months, we had 6 major brain operations. Ronnie had a sense of calmness and a sense of peace in him. I don't know what he was going through. He and his doctor knows. But with us, he was just didn't want to talk about what was happening, but was really calm and just had so much of faith. And he said that you only believe and you have faith in God. But for us, for me and the children, it was really hard. We went through a really difficult and traumatic time.
And the doctors booked me for my first major surgery on the 22nd of September 2009. Surgery 6 times, and that was about 30 hours of surgery to my brain. Went in, that surgery was over 8.5 hours. There I was out. The next day I got up, and anyway, I can see the excitement in all the doctors, and they came in to see me, and they were talking about it. They told me this surgery was incredible. So on the third day, that was the Thursday, the doctor comes in with his medical team. He looks at me, he says, "Ronnie, I've cured you," and the next thing he tells me, "I am indestructible." You know, at the very beginning of this journey, he mentioned that he will take me through this and show me who he is. And he kept to his promise. You know, he's taken me through this journey, and at the end of it all, I've come out being the same or even better, and being stronger in my beliefs in him. So therefore I want to say to you, you know, no matter what you go through in life, never give up. Never give up. Trust in the God that you serve, because all things are possible with him. He will never fail you.